Hey, let's say you've got an unhappy customer. Somebody probably sent you an email. They're not going to call, or maybe they did, and maybe they left you an unhappy voicemail, but probably they sent you an email because that's how everyone loves to communicate. So they sent you a nasty email because it's super easy to be a jerk when you can hide behind the keyboard, and you know that it's going to be a tough conversation. So what do? Well, it's not going to be a surprise that I'm going to suggest you pick up the phone. And here's why. They're unhappy, and you need to calm that situation down so that you can help them and come to some conclusion. And the best way to do that is through your voice. When you call somebody, you can slow it down. You can lower your tone. You can calm the situation just by using your voice. You can smile when you talk, and you'll get some warmth in your voice, and they can sense your friendliness. Hey, we can hear it when people are smiling. Next time you're on the phone with a friend, do a little test and smile while you talk for a couple seconds, and then don't smile when you talk, and just talk like this, like you're not smiling, and see if they can hear the difference. I guarantee you they can hear the difference. Just like we can tell the difference when someone's listening or not listening. Like, you know, if somebody's looking at something else, or maybe they're reading their email when they're talking to you. We know that. We can pick up on that. As humans, we have great radar for the attention of the other person. So let's use that to our advantage. Call them, and then use your voice to create warmth and to create friendliness and to smile and say, listen, I want to work this out with you. And you can use your tone to slow it down and calm it down. Okay? Listen, they're either mad and gonna still be mad, or they're not. But you can't control that. What you control is how you approach this and try to calm it down. Chances are, though, they're going to be calmer just because there's been a delay since they sent that cranky email to now. And they've had a chance to calm down. They've had a chance to let the adrenaline out of their system and notch things down. So you want to get into that conversation with them. The other reason you want to call is because it's a lot easier to negotiate real time, synchronously, versus the asynchronous mode of email, where they're reading it when they're reading it, not when you sent it, and then you're going to read theirs when you read it, not when they sent it, and it's asynchronous. We want that synchronicity of conversation. And then you know where they're at. You know what's bothering them, and you can respond immediately. And if they're getting tense, you can calm it down immediately. And if you need to be a little bit firm, you can convey that immediately. And there's that back and forth that you just can't replicate on email or any other asynchronous form, whether it's texting or Slack messaging or even voicemails. You need to talk to people. So, and the bonus reason on this is that if you're talking with them and you need to deliver bad news, the best way to deliver bad news is with your voice in real time, synchronously, over the phone. The best way is actually face to face, but if you can't do that, get on the phone, because you want to hear their response to that negative, and you want to be able to, maybe there's something you can do about it, or maybe you can explain how we're going to make it better in the future. Or maybe you just need to hear them vent a little bit about it, and then they'll say, yep, but I understand, and you can move forward. But it's best to do that over the phone. And finally, I'll just add, listen, I'm recording this in the winter of 2021, where we're still in the grip of shutdowns and the pandemic and isolation and all these things. And I will tell you, people crave human interaction. We've been almost a year now without convenient, at-will human connection, where we can go places where people are and feel comfortable having people with us and near us and all these things. And a phone conversation is so much more personal. It fulfills that need for human connection, not as well as being in a room and shaking hands and that, like where there's literal connection, but there's at least the voice connection, and they're at least hearing another person. And that's so much more personal than an email or a text or some other written and asynchronous communication. So pick up the phone. Even if they're upset, they'll be glad that you did, and you can use that to your advantage. There's a good chance that they're so starved for human interaction that even though they're upset with you, they'll be glad you called, and they'll take that into consideration. So as usual, the best answer to things, even when you've got a client or a customer that's frustrated with you, is pick up the phone.